What else did you notice about this story?
Yeah, I'm just not noticed, but I'm just wondering why the dwarves had that
You mean the gnomes?
interaction going, the gnomes had that going on with the brothers where they would like ask for the bread and then beat them up. Like I kind of wonder what the purpose of that was, aside from t is telling them to get out of the castle or what? Yeah. Or were they
Yeah,
testing the brothers in some way and they kind of each failed the test until Hans
it seems like
uh,
that. Yeah.
acted differently?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess when they come to the castle and whichever brother is there answers the door, I mean, I think according to most traditions, probably you're supposed to help the guest. You're supposed to give the guest food.
Hmm.
But then the guest is maybe violating some sort of guest, protocol, propriety, and by dropping it on the floor immediately, the story mentions.
Hmm.
And so maybe it's like obvious that it was intentional or something, but yet they still sort of foolishly like just pick it up or something.
Hmm.
Or maybe they just make themselves vulnerable by bending down, and that's when he
Hmm.
grabs their head and beats them with a stick.
Hmm.
Maybe it's something always, like I mentioned, maybe this is like knightly virtue in some way, like as in like a soldier,
Hmm.
because you should still, yeah, be vigilant. You want to be a good host, but not be foolish, not put yourself in too vulnerable a position,
Hmm.
especially with someone you don't know or something like that.
Hmm.
Because this is like a stranger at the door, a stranger guest, yes, but still a stranger at the door. I wonder if there's echoes here of like Odysseus or something like that, but I think when Odysseus comes back to his own castle, there's maybe just it's mostly about propriety. But anyway, yeah, with the Odysseus stories, there is kind of like a lack of observation of the suitors. You know the story, right? Where there are suitors who are for his the hand of his wife.
Hmm.
Everybody sort of assumes or wants to assume that he's dead because he's been gone about 20 years
Hmm.
since the start of the Trojan War.
Hmm.
But they there are hints in Homer of how like his muscular leg is like glimpsed underneath his robes, even though he's disguised as a beggar. But like there's like hints there where if they had been careful and observant, they would have realized they were not dealing with someone that was to be trifled
Hmm.
with.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, the two older Hunter brothers, yeah, make themselves vulnerable, and yeah. And then the youngest one kind of shows more pride or more um yeah, wherewithal,
Hmm.
and yeah, and then he beats the mannequin. I don't know, there's probably other parallels that we just don't know about of like
Yeah, yeah. I'm also wondering if the food being bread itself is symbolic in some way. Like, yeah,
breaking bread or sharing
breaking
bread as
bread,
a
sharing
communal
bread.
kind of thing.
And maybe it's kind of like a humble food too. But, yeah.
Yeah, and it could just be like it's just like sharing food, like any food.
Hmm.
Like daily
Yeah.
bread is just like food. But yeah, anyway, that's what kind of cracks the
Hmm.
story. Uh and then the gnome also, yeah, after that everything's good as as long as the brother does what the gnome says. Like everything's good. Like the gnome warns him about his brother's dishonorable intent to like kill him, leave him in the well, and then all he has to do is go down into the well and kill the dragons and watch out for what his brothers are going to do after he's going to leave.
Mm.
And then he sees the flute on the wall, and finally, it's like a video game or something. Like that's the thing that you
Mm.
should be doing something with. And then he plays it. Gnomes come, save him. Bring him back up to the world of the living.